Shalom. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us His word. Just more breaking news out of Brazil. It looks like more riots, rioters, more sedition among men, but this time down in Brazil. Because they just had their election, and a new president was inaugurated down there, and some people were just upset about it. But this is just more prophecy coming to pass. It's about the uproars of the people, and it's crazy because it seemed like it was about 2 years, almost to the day, that America had its little sedition when the rioters attacked the Capitol building, and they did it in like fashion down in Brazil. But this is out of news.sky.com. I believe this is a publication out of Australia, entitled Brazil Riots. Who are the protesters and why have they ransacked the country's capital? At least 300 people have been arrested in Brazil after thousands of ex-president Jair Bolsonaro's supporters stormed Congress, the Supreme Court, and presidential palace, then trashed the nation's highest seats of power. This was dated today, Monday the 9th. Rioters have invaded and ransacked Brazil's Congress, presidential palace, and Supreme Court in a grim echo of the U.S. Capitol riots 2 years ago by fans of former President Donald Trump. Yes, we saw that sedition happen among men. Now it's going on down in Brazil. Just uproars of the people. That's one of the prophecies that we're told to look for. The uprising, which lasted just over 3 hours, marked the severe polarization that still grips the country. It came days after the inauguration of the leftist president Luiz da Silva, who defeated Jair Bolsonaro in the October election in one of the tightest presidential races with just 50.9% of the votes. It also made Mr. Bolsonaro the first president of Brazil to lose his bid for re-election. The current Brazilian president, known as Lula, described the vandals on Sunday as fanatical fascists who did what has never been done in the history of this country. So we're only 9 days into the new year, and crazy prophecies are happening, man. So Lord will, this is going to be a wild year. Speaking at a news conference during the official trip to Sao Paulo state, he added, all these people who did this, we found, and they will be punished. So yeah, uproars of the people. In the following days, truckers were among Mr. Bolsonaro's supporters who blocked roads throughout the country after his defeat. In November, Mr. Bolsonaro's supporters held rallies across the country asking for an armed force intervention. Brazilians flocked outside the regional military facility to denounce what they described as an unfair or stolen election, while defying a recent Supreme Court order to free up roads and public spaces. So yeah, it's big news coming out of Brazil, uproars of the people. And there's another article out of Zero Hedge entitled Mass Arrests and Federal Intervention in Brazil After Bolsonaro supporters storm government buildings. So all that insurrection, and the sedition among men, it's going to be worldwide, The protesters are calling for military intervention to overthrow President Luiz da Silva, who was inaugurated last week. So they're looking for a coup, man, to get this guy out of there. But Lord will, it escalates more and more, along with these wars over there in the Middle East, and China, and all that. first scripture is 2 Ezra 9:1. He answered me and said, "Measure thou the time diligently in itself, when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, and thou shalt understand that it's the very same time where the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." Yeah, so, seeing the world, the Lord visiting, these prophecies, ultimately through the destruction, and ultimately through sending his son back, Yahushai, to deliver the elect. You know. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou understand that the Most High spake of those things from the beginning, spoke of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Yeah, earthquakes and uproars of the people. Just a couple of things, we should be looking for, as well as wars, rumors of wars, race riots, ultimately the time of Jacob's trouble that's coming up, concentration camps, the MOTB, Mark of the Beast, and also ultimately, that World War III destruction. When those missiles touch down, man. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Yeah, so if you can't see that we're living in the end times, man, Most High has you blind out there, man. We're definitely, the end is manifest, man. We're seeing it now. Next scripture, and this is what the prophets before us have yearned to see. This is Matthew 13:17. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. Yeah, part of the signs past, which I've told thee before. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spoke of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Yes, those prophets that spoke about these end times, man, they desire to see these things, these worldwide riots, pushing of the mark of the beast, the old prophets of old have desired to see those things. And we get to see them now, It's a beautiful thing. But when we see these things, when it really starts to get real out here, scriptures talk about, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, man. So you definitely want to endure to the end this truth, man. Because the Lord said that, he would save his men from up out of it. He's not going to put anything that you can't handle. He that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. That's salvation. This is Psalms 27:5. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret place, or in the secret of his tabernacle, shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock. And now shall my head be lifted up above my enemies round about me. Therefore will I offer in his tabernacle sacrifices of joy. I will sing, yea, I will sing praises unto the Lord. Yahweh Shai. It says, for the time of trouble. The book of Daniel speaks about a time of trouble, the time of Jacob's trouble. The Lord said he will hide me in his pavilion, in the secret place of his tabernacle he shall hide me. This truth, man. The Lord is going to deliver his men out of any trouble. He's going to deliver you out of it. Race riots, whatever trouble you may come across, the Lord's going to deliver you. He's going to hide you. Just like it says right here in Psalms 91:1, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. What's the secret place of the Most High? This truth, this knowledge, this understanding, and ultimately being part of that elect number that was called and chosen. And I will say of the Lord, he's my refuge and my fortress, my power, in him will I trust. Yeah, you're supposed to put your trust, 100% trust, in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. You don't put your trust down in Egypt, man. You don't put your trust in anything else, any idols, false idols, You put your trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. So when that last trump, man, that last missile drops, You know, he's gonna deliver you from that noisome pestilence. You know, the missiles, man. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. In his truth shall be thy shield and buckler. How is he going to deliver from the noisome pestilence? Man? He's going to deliver you in the chariots, man. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings thou shalt trust, man. You know, getting beamed up in that ship, ultimately, to be delivered. That's what it's all about, man. But yeah, I just want to bring out these articles, man, because, Uproars of the People is going on, man. 2023 started out with a bang. And Lord will, it's going to escalate more and more. The war is going to escalate. And Lord will, man, we get up out of here, About that, shalom.